This is the second video in my electric awning installation, which will include all the electrical wiring and getting it all wired up and powered. The first part of the video include actually mounting the awning and installing the awning rail track. So be sure to check that out if you haven't seen that part yet. Alright, well now that I've got my motor cord in and the LED lights in, there's a couple things I just want to explain. So sometimes this may seem like over somebody's head, but it's really not. If you just take time to look at it, it's not really hard. And the manuals will come with instructions. It'll say, motor cord to here and, ground there, something like that. At this point, I'm going to run my wire to my electrical distribution center. So when you get something like this, you're probably going to have to run 1/2 wires. One is the power. That's probably going to be run. And then I say /2 because then you always have a ground, right? Because electricity makes a loop. So you've always got, a positive and a negative kind of thing. So that's a basic sort of thing. So I will run my hot wire to the electrical, and then the grounding wire, I don't feel like I need to run it all the way to the electrical distribution panel to ground it. In an RV, and now I'm just speaking in an RV, honestly I don't know in a house, but in an RV you can ground it to your metal chassis. So I have a steel chassis, and for example, you might be familiar with in cars, they have the, on a battery, the negative one the wire will come out and be bolted into the metal frame of the car. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with my RV. And I have a steel frame. If you had a wood frame, you couldn't do it. So I'm basically just going to drill a hole into my steel frame, and I know the steel frame is roughly about up here. So I'll just drill a hole up there and then put a little special connector, which has nothing to do with grounding. It's just, you just need to do metal to metal to metal, wire's part of metal to your wire, to your metal chassis, and that will ground it. So at this point, now that I've got, this coming in, and before I read the directions on, which cables to where, I know I'm going to have to run those. So that is my next step. From wherever I mount that little box, I'm going to have to run my hot wire, and I'm going to put it through the wall, and that'll come out on the other side. It'll come out through here. So I'll probably have to pull it out, about here. And then I will run it along here. Then it's going to go through a bin. And then I'll run it through the bins. And then somewhere, I'll run it down here. And I actually already have a huge hole drilled, because that was when I was trying to run my solar wiring. I was thinking of running it through here, but I didn't. Anyway, I have a huge hole. And then that hole is behind this wall, it comes through here. And this is my electrical distribution center. This is where all my power originates and then is distributed out through the RV. So this is my DC, my fuse panel. It's really easy. All you have to do is you can either take this box out and you'll see the back, or what I'm actually going to do is access this entire panel by removing this wall removes, and then I'll just access it back there. Once you've gotten your cable, it literally just runs to the back of one of these fuses, because I'm going to have to add a new fuse. So on the back side of this, there'll be a screw to put a new wire. I'll put the wire, and then I will just put a fuse in, and then that's it. So now that I've got my hole drilled, I can begin feeding wire through. And the way that I know what gauge of a wire, what width or, thickness, is because the manual tells me. So again, you're not really left on your own to try to figure these things out. It's really all in the manuals. And I chose red. You can literally choose any color. The color doesn't have anything to do with it. In DC, red is usually hot, so that's why I've got red. Now I just have to pull the wire through from the bathroom cabinet, and you can see the wire. Let's see. I can see the wire in one little area. Alright, so I got it from from way back there, and so this is the wire that I fed, and I'm just going to connect it into the back of the fuse panel up here. After you connect your hot wire to the back of the DC panel, it's not actually going to be hot until you put the fuse in the front of the panel. You probably don't want to put it in until you're ready to hook everything up. However, you might want to do it just to test that your hot's going to work. So here I've got my hot wire. This is the end of it. I haven't cut it. I'm not ready to cut it, and I don't want to until, you know, I test, make sure everything works. So I've got that hot wire, and then I have my ohm meter. Up here is where I install my negative into the chassis. So I'm going to hold the negative to the negative, and then touch the end of the red wire to my positive, and hopefully get a reading. And I'm getting a reading that's bumping from about 8 to 12. So I know that it's hot, which means now I'm ready to secure the wire throughout its whole track. So the wire's been routed, comes through the hole, goes up the wall, and then is stapled into this top portion over here. Goes out and around into the shower area, squeaking by behind the shower and then into the wall. So I'm out here getting ready to install the sensor. So this actually goes outside instead of inside, which I thought. So the sensor goes up here, and it's you know, part of the arm. And basically, before the sensor goes in, you have your power cable that goes down and it runs inside, and then connects up here and goes to the motor. So here they have this special disconnect, and basically this little sensor just goes between. So you can see red and black going out, and then the longer red and black coming in. So it just literally goes in there. And then it comes with these 3 other connections, and it gives you a wire. So I've already got my wire installed. You just hook it up here, and I've got it coming out here. So it's pretty easy to install. However, I have found some funny things that the manufacturers or engineers haven't considered with the design. I actually have to cut these so that I can get it through here and come out here. So I had to buy some extra little hook things, connectors, so that I can cut that and put new ones on. I also found that they say, oh, it'll connect up here on some double-sided tape. Well, there's no double-sided tape, so I had to buy double-sided tape too. So anyway, I am almost ready to get this thing finished. I got my powers connected, my 3 movement ones connected, and I got my ground, which I'm going to go touch up to my ground wire, or my ground screw. And I can hear it! I can hear it moving! Ha! So it works. So now I can go close up everything outside and finish getting these wires kind of better than this. Alright, so I've got my hole drilled. I just drilled right through the closet, and I'm ready to mount the control. So, here we go. Here's what the final wiring looks like. The 3 switches cable coming in, and the power cable coming in, which has, so this one has 3, this has red and black. And then this little one is the LED lights. So it runs up here, and the power, the main power, the negative comes over to be ground on this wire, on this screw up here, as does the negative for the LEDs. So the LEDs have a red and black power, just like the power for the awning. So the negatives are cut off here and grounded to the metal chassis up here. Then they run along the inside of the closet and then come down to go to the back of, this is the switch for the awning, and then this is the this is to tell it to be on or off. This is to tell it to retract or come back in. And then over here, this is the LED lights. So we have, actually it's black. It was just confusing, but it's because I ran out of red, so I needed to extend it. So I've extended it along here. So here we have the power. This is coming from outside. It hooks to this, the switch, and then this is my hot power going to the distribution center, as well as this is the hot power going to the distribution center. And then here you can see there's a fuse that comes with the LED kit. So it's got a little fuse you put in. So anyway, my two hot wires are running together, and then they come back up, and then this is where you've seen already in the video where it runs to the distribution center. And then lastly, you can put these little fascia that come with it on. Just kind of hides all this. Alright, one of the last steps is screwing this plastic piece that is inside the track with these screws, one on each end, in so that the awning doesn't have a tendency to move in and out when you're rolling it up, and then it gets wrinkles, you know, and it kind of rolls itself inward. So they provide little screws, one in each side. Well, I absolutely love my awning. I'm so excited, and thank you for watching. If you found any value in this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, like it, leave an awesome comment, and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos relating to RV renovations, RV maintenance, RV solar, and RV living. Thanks for watching.